Hello friends, welcome to my channel Bio-Knowledge with Dhanashree. Today our topic is Mendel's experiment on inheritance. Why this name is called Mendel experiment? Because Gregor John Mendel, yes, that he performed some experiments on pea plant. Yes, so that on like monohybridization, dihybridization experiment on pea plant. So now see, who is that Gregor John Mendel? Yes, what history of that person? He was born in 1822 to 1884. Yes, so was born in a peasant family, meaning agricultural labor or farmer family. He had his early education in a monastery. Later he studied science and mathematics at University of Vienna. He wanted to become a teacher, but luck did not favor him and he failed in the examination of teaching certificate. But he discovered later as a craze had made him a teacher of teacher. He had returned to his monastery and spent the rest of his life as an abbot. Okay, abbot means head of monks. So the monastery had a lovely garden which satisfied his urge to understand some secrets of life regarding the inheritance of certain features in garden P. His findings are now called as Mendel's laws of inheritance. Yes, the law, like the two laws are there. Yes, law of dominance, law of independent assortment, law of segregation. So his finding now called as Mendel's laws of inheritance. The basic principles of genetics were discovered for the first time by Gregor John Mendel in the mid-19th century. Mendel was an Austrian monk and he conducted breeding experiments on garden pea. Yes, in pea plant, Pisum sativum. Yes, out of sheer interest. His finding became a milestone in biology. Mendel has selected garden pea for these reasons. What are those reasons? Yes, what are those reasons? Lifespan of pea plant is very short. Many varieties are available in alternative forms of a character. Varieties are available in pure forms that breed true. That is, produce the same type of generation after generation. So this plant normally self-pollinated, but self-pollination could be prevented by removing corresponding reproductive parts, male part stamen and female part carpel of the flower, and could be as well as cross-pollinated artificially. So Mendel took varieties of this plant showing 7 pairs of contrasting features. Now we'll see what are those 7. Now you can see Mendel took varieties of this plant showing 7 pairs. Yes, so that 7 pairs you can see now that what height, color, yes, spot color, shape of that what pea, and that seed cotyledon, yes, that seed shape. So now you can see that 7 characters. This based on the 7 characters. Yes, what is dominant one and the recessive one. The plant height tall and dwarf. Yes, flower color purple white. Yes, flower position axillary and terminal. Like that 7 characters he have taken. Then now we'll see based on these characters he had performed the monohybridization and dihybridization. So first we will see monohybridization and dihybridization. Before going into the monohybridization and dihybridization experiment, we will first of all understand hybridization means what. Yes, hybridization means, now we'll see the hybridization. So yes, hybridization means what? A cross between two pure-line individuals having one or more contrasting pairs of character. Yes, pure-line means what? Having consistency in certain characters. Yes, should be homozygous for one or more characters. That is called as pure line. Yes, so generation produced from hybridization called filial generation. Cross between offspring. This hybridization means cross. Yes, you can say combination, combining. Yes, so the generation produced from hybridization called filial generation. This is important. This cross between offspring. F1, F2, F3, you can see now this one. So his F1 means what? The first generation of offspring are known as first filial generation. F1 generation, or it is called as F1 generation. The first generation of offspring known as first F1 generation. First filial generation. Yes, it is denoted by F. Generation produced by selfing of F1 is called as second filial generation. Yes, F2 generation, or it is called as F2 generation, second filial generation. And F3, similarly, generation produced from the selfing of F2, selfing of F2 generation is called as F3 generation. Yes. Now we'll see diagrammatically this F1, F2 and F3. Now you can see diagrammatic representation of this hybridization. PP, this is denoted for parental generation. After hybridization, the hybrid is produced F1, first filial generation. Again F1, after selfing of that F1, it produces F2. Yes, this is second filial generation. Then from the second filial generation, selfing of F2 generation, then gives to F3 generation, third filial generation. This is called as a hybridization. Mendel studied this experiment, yes, and given some conclusion. Now we will see monohybridization and dihybridization. So first, monohybridization. So or it is called as monohybrid cross or monohybrid cross. Yes. So Mendel crossed pure breeding varieties first by taking only one feature. Only one feature he has taken at a time, that is called as monohybrid cross. That is why it is called as monohybrid cross. Okay. Or you can say monohybridization. And the process is called as monohybridization. Yes. So then taking the two features together, it's called as dihybridization. So first one is monohybridization. We'll see. So the definition, how you can define. So monohybridization, a cross between two homozygous parents having single pair. Yes, single pair of contrasting character. The progeny formed is called as monohybrid, and the process is called as monohybridization. Yes. So how that 7 characters, that contrasting characters we have seen, features we have seen. So now how that is. Now we'll see that monohybridization. So auxiliary flowers, yes, that and the terminal flowers. Auxiliary flowers capital A, if we take the capital A, and terminal flowers small a. So the gametes will be here capital A and small a. In F1 generation, we will got capital A and small a. This is capital A is a dominant one, and the small a is a recessive one. So the dominant will be expressed. Yes. So the dominant character is auxiliary flowers. So what are the gametes of that F1 generation? Yes, capital A and small a. These are the gametes of this one. So if we again crossed F1 generation, we will get the F2 generation. So how we'll write now like this: AA and AA. Means again we are selfing F1 generation with the same you can say this zygote. Yes, in humans zygote it is called. So here AA. So what it will happen? What are the gametes of those? I already told you. F1 gametes capital A and small a. Capital A and small a. So if we cross that one, what will happen? See, first and again will by this. So capital A, capital A, capital A and small a. Again this will bind with, or you can say mix with this gamete small a, capital A, small a, small a. So what you are saying now here, 3 dominant and 1 recessive. Yes, how dominant? Here see, the capital A is there. Wherever the capital A is there, that will be dominant. Okay. And here both are recessive allele. So here homozygous recessive. This is homozygous dominant. This is heterozygous. This is heterozygous. But here the phenotypic ratio will be 3:1. This is phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio. Why it is phenotypic? But the phenotypic physical appearance. Yes, physical appearance is axillary flowers only. Dominant one is axillary flowers. So here 3:1 is phenotypic ratio. But the genotypic ratio is, you can see how this is only 1. Again you are seeing capital A and capital A. No. So it is 1. Again capital A small a means 2. Again small a only 1. So here 1:2:1 is a genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio. So for any monohybridization, the ratio of phenotypic ratio will be 3:1. The genotypic ratio will be 1:2:1. Yes. Now you understand. So again one method is there, Punnett square, that Punnett's scientist. Yes, so he have discovered that checkers board. It is also called as checkers board. Now we will see that checkerboards. So this is Punnett square. Yes, this how that F2 generation is produced. This is I have already told you by the fourth method. Then this is a checkerboard method, or you can say Punnett square. Like it is looking like square, that is called as Punnett square. Yes, this female and male, the gametes you have to write here. Okay, A and A. These are the gametes of F1 generation. F1 generation gametes. So how we will cross? Capital A, capital A. Yes. Again, capital A, small a. Again here small a, capital A, small a, small a. So by that one also we can write. So here again same thing I'm writing here by the square method. What? Punnett square method. Yes. So again you can see capital A, capital A only 1. Yes. These two, small a and capital A 2, and small a is 1. So it is a genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio. And phenotypic ratio is 3:1. How? I already told. Yes, phenotypic ratio means physical appearance. So wherever the capital A is there, there will be dominant. There will be dominant axillary flowers, and this is a homozygous recessive. So it will be recessive, means 3:1 the phenotypic ratio will be there. Yes. So here the terminal flowers will be there, and here all that whenever these yes genes are expressed, that is there, that will be dominant one. Okay. So the dihybridization or dihybrid cross. So the cross between two pure line individual having two contrasting pairs of character is called as dihybrid cross, and the hybrid is called as, and the progeny form is called as dihybrid. Okay, and that dihybrid cross. So here the Mendelian dihybridization can be considered two monohybridization taking place at one time, same time. Two monohybridizations taking at one place, same time. That is called as dihybridization. But here what you have to remember, two contrasting pairs of characters we are taking. Yes. So here now we'll take. So now dihybridization, see, yellow round, green wrinkled. Two characteristics we have taken. Yellow cotyledon color. Yes, green. Here round and wrinkled. That's a seed shape, round and wrinkled. So here capital Y and capital R. This for small y and small r. So gametes of that one. This from one character, one gamete. One character, one gamete. Again from this one character, one gamete. So like that, capital Y, capital R, small y and small r. So in F1 generation, what we will get? Capital Y, capital R, small r. This is a F1 generation. Okay. So now gametes of F1, what it will be? Yes, you can see how you have to form. It's very simple. You have to take one character. Yes. So capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small r. Again from this, small y, capital R, small y, small r. These are the gametes of F1. Now how we will get F2 generation? We will take by the Punnett square. One method is there, fork method, but now we will see the Punnett square method, how that F2 generation we will get. So this is a chart. Yes, phenotypic ratio, physical appearance, means that that yellow and brown. Yes, that yellow and brown, you can see like 9:3:3:1 ratio will be for phenotypic ratio, and genotypic ratio will be 1:2:1, 2:4:2:1:2:2. It's very long, but you can remember. As for the monohybridization, it's very simple trick to remember this genotypic ratio. In monohybridization, that only genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. So simple. Here you double it. 2:4:2 means here 1, 2. Here 2 is 4. Here 1 is 2. So again after that, same 1:2:1, 1:2:1. So like that you can remember this by simply. If you remember the monohybridization, you can remember the dihybridization ratio also. You can remember. Phenotypic ratio is there in monohybridization 3:1 only, but you have to remember here 9:3:3:1 means that yellow round variety will be in the ratio 9:3:3:1, and the genotypic, yes, the genotype will be in this ratio. So yes, so this is called as dihybridization. So hope you understand monohybridization and dihybridization. Yes, so if you have any doubt regarding this, please comment, and stay tuned to Bio Knowledge with Dhanashree for further videos. Thank you.